Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto market. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to discuss the continued crypto run, Bitcoin back over 96K. We're going to talk about a new token launchpad, and we're going to talk about the continued dominance of the AIX crypto sector. Nick, you rose your hand there. What's going on?
What did I say?
Surprised?
What did I say at the beginning of the week for Bitcoin price?
You said your goal was to have a smaller dick than Jeff Bezos.
That's not what I said. It's not what I said about Bitcoin's price.
Sorry, I got my wires crossed. What did you say?
I said 100K this week.
100K this week. Are we going to see it? You stick by it.
And what's this week? Sunday or Friday?
Well,
or you're Jewish, Saturday, I guess.
Okay.
I'm trying to be respectful of different cultures.
I was going to say by 1 week from when I mentioned it, so next Thursday.
You said it yesterday?
I said it on Monday.
He wants a little bit more time on that clock.
I said it on Monday.
All right, we'll give you till Monday, man. Get a little Sunday pump.
I mean, it's looking very nice right now. We're almost at 97K. I mean, can it get any better? You know, can my portfolio look any better? The answer is
3K away.
Yes, it can.
How
are your portfolios looking?
In the green, man. Mine are good. Honestly, it's a thing. When you do your DCA Solana at $15-$20, and then you just bought it all the way up to around 80. I think my highest was and when it went to 99, I just don't sweat when stuff retraces. I'm just
that's really good.
Cool as a cucumber. Anyway, that's me. But on Bitcoin, I feel good, man. I feel good. I know I've got all my normie friends coming to me and just being like, how do you buy Bitcoin again? Do you think it's still a good time to buy Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin too late? And literally, I have and these are my closest friends. I love them dearly. We all have our strengths and weaknesses in the areas that we know. And I'm just like, guys, come on. The price goes down. When it went down, I was like, buy it. Guys, it's cheap. And they're like, yeah, but that price has gone down a lot. I'm going to wait. And I'm like, wait.
Human psychology, right?
It's human psychology. And the price goes back. And I'm like, how many times do we need to watch this film? Because I feel like I've watched this film so many times. Speaking of films, guys, sorry, this is just a slight tangent on this, but I am so hyped for the last Mission Impossible 8. I saw the trailer last night in the cinema big screen, and I was like, I'm going to watch all 7 again one more time. So I'm going to rewatch the whole series and then go into the 8th at the end of May. Because
you know what's wild?
Those are the kind of films I like to watch.
It's been so long because they packed 8 Harry Potter films in. I feel like not that much time, right?
No. The films are fast. Yeah, the films are fast.
Not the books, the films, right?
Yeah.
But Tom Cruise, I watched the original time. Wasn't it 90s or early 2000s?
I want to say early 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I watched the first one the other day. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm a big Tom Cruise guy. I watch Top Gun Maverick all the time. I'll just put on a Top Gun Maverick clip just to get razzed up, dude. When he's just like, that plane.
You're talking about that. You're talking about that TGM.
Top Gun Maverick, dude. I fucking love Top Gun, dude.
Yeah, no, what we're talking about.
If that doesn't make you feel American, you're gone. You're lost, dude. You're a globalist.
You're a globalist. The thing is, as well, the guy's 60 years old and still hanging off plane. I mean, look at Nick. He's rubbing moisturizer on his leg and he's 45. You think he's going to get on the plane?
You know why Tom Cruise is doing good? Creatine.
Yeah. He's doing that. He's doing that
Nick
well.
catching strays
He
here.
invented it. Dude, I'm telling you, if you ever feel down in the dumps, throw on. I cried when he put his plane in front of Who's the attractive young male actor? Goose.
Val
Goose,
Kilmer.
yeah, no, yeah, not.
Oh, sorry.
He's old as hell now. In the new one, the guy Goose or Goose's son.
Goose's son.
I forget his call sign. When he puts a pie, I tear it up every time when he sacrifices himself, and I tear up again when Goose's son comes back and shoots the helicopter. It's great movie. Oh.
I think your nose strip is falling off, dude.
No, well, I started getting some real bad red rash right here, so I moved it down, and it just doesn't hold as well on the bottom of the nose. That's tough. Yeah.
So do you sleep with a nose strip and a mouth tape?
Can I show you for a reason I won't disclose, my wife took a picture
he has
of
a
me.
mask over his face.
Bane.
Also.
He just seems like Bane.
You guys are gonna everybody is gonna laugh when they see this picture. It's actually like legit. And it also parlays quickly into something I'm not having much success with. This is me at night. You can't see the nose strip because of the face mask.
That's a big face mask. What's going on with that?
I got a big face, dude. But mouth tape's not working out well. Literally this morning,
I
woke up at 3 a.m. and the mouth tape was gone. And the other 2 days, it was like hanging on my bottom lip. So just in my sleep, I'm like, I need to breathe. Save me.
Dude, the face
face mask is great because my wife likes to
the
watch
face mask
TV.
looks like VR goggles with the size they are on your face, dude. What was going on there? That was like
it's a low quality one, probably.
It was like a pillow.
Full helmet at some point.
Like,
all right,
bro taped a pillow to his head, called it a face mask.
I do put a pillow on my ear because my wife likes to watch TV to go to sleep. So
I'm sorry, but I just think the mouth tape trend needs to go. I just think it's the dumbest thing ever. Just to like if you breathe through your mouth, you breathe through your mouth. You're not gonna cure it by
it makes you dumber.
By the time you're whatever age you are, trying to reverse the way you sleep. That's like trying to grow taller when you're basically an adult. It's done. You missed the boat. That's how tall you're gonna be all your life.
For that.
Yeah. Heels don't count. Okay.
No, seriously. They some poor guys, they're putting I don't know what they do. It makes it they grow their leg. It's weird.
Sorry, what?
Rid of the mouth tape.
They grow their leg?
They literally put these things in their leg and they twist it over
that
time.
Sounds a little weird.
Grows them. I don't know, dude. You gotta look into it. Anyways, yeah, mouth tape not working out, but still big nose strip guy, big creatine guy, big face mask guy.
Got a growing leg.
All right, so you've got your daily dose of life hacked optimizations with the mouth tape not being so good, but nose tape good.
It's like a disaster. Kicks his hacks where everything's falling apart. He does half-ass trials unmonitored. It's not like he's getting blood tests or something like that. He's like, yeah, I mean, I started throwing some creatine in the water. Suddenly, I don't know. I get the vibe that things are going better. I don't know.
Two people said something. That's data. We have 2 data points.
I got a blood test. My blood's fucking phenomenal, dude. I go to a physician's assistant. That's the real life hack. Don't go to a doctor. Go to a physician assistant.
I started getting my results back on my what do you call it?
Blood test.
Function health. Yeah, on my blood tests. And so far they're all in range other than one. One says I have too high. I have 1 milligram too much, or whatever the smallest level is. I got 2 out of range now.
Oh no.
Wow. I got sex hormone binding globulin is above the range.
Yeah, you're fine, dude. Your blood test is
too
fine.
Much sex hormone?
Well, yeah, it says it says ideal is 10 to 50 and mine's at 78.
Horny as hell, dude. Anyways, let's talk crypto, man. That's probably why Bitcoin's up. You're just horny, dude.
Before we do, we're going to thank the sponsors of today's show, DYDX. Season 1 of their Surge trading competition has officially wrapped at the end of April. There's $20 million worth of DYDX token rewards getting paid out over 9 months, 9 seasons, 9 1-month seasons. Season 2 starts today. So you can start trading on DYDX with a fresh slate and climb those leaderboards. If you heard us talking about it and you wanted to jump in, but you said, hey, it's a little too late. Now you get a fresh start. They got the leaderboard up and running for season 2. How you're going to participate, you can take trades on DYDX, use their official mobile and web interfaces. You get a little bonus for being a retail user and not somebody who is using APIs and doing tons of volume behind the scenes. So retail gets a little bit of a boost here. You can stake DYDX to a DYDX validator. You can trade in their boosted markets, which they announce on their Twitter and their website periodically. Or if you're a returning user, you can come back and get a little bit of a bonus. Past V3 and past V4 users coming back to the platform get a little bonus here. So leaderboard's back up. We're going to run this for May. Easy's account. We're going to take a look when he gets back from Dubai, see how many DYDX tokens we earned. He was in the top 150, I think, on this leaderboard from trading up our account. So we made a little bit of money on the account. We're going to earn some DYDX token rewards. If you want to sign up today. Bodalgos.com/DYDX. Easy as that. And you get a little bonus for signing up as well. You get a bunch of fees back. So you're going to save some money when you use that link as well. That being said, we got a busy report today. Kicks, I sent the weather report over in the private chat. If you want to pull that up for me and just give me a nice little weather report here, that would be lovely.
Yeah, sounds great. I almost had a fucking heart attack.
What happened? Are you all right? I heard the
in response to the cutest hello ever.
My kid spawned right next to me.
He's like, oh,
My kid just spawned right next to me. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, today is May 1st. Looking at the crypto roundup, we're having a hot day. Bitcoin over 96K. Ethereum sitting pretty at 1850. Solana once again over 150. We got a lot of great news over the past 24 hours. Everybody but New York. Nick, you're good now. You can get Bitcoin-backed loans up to $1 million, 5% rate. Something only rich people used to do. Now anyone can do it. Now you don't have to sell your Bitcoin. You can just get some cash out, do whatever the hell you want. Go buy a car, go take your wife out, whatever, your girl.
Don't pay it back.
Don't pay it back. Next up, Bloomberg analysts realized their take on ETF approval odds. Solana, Litecoin lead, 90% chance. XRP, 85%. Doge, 80%. Q4 this year is the final deadline, but things looking good there. Finally, the Boop Fund token launchpad gets set to go live today on Solana. That's from Dingaling, the founder of PancakeSwap. This token launchpad will provide a new spin on tokenomics as users can stake the native launchpad token to get a piece of every token that graduates from the platform. So if you want a piece of just everything coming through, get on that shit. That's it for the weather report. Back to you in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always, Kicks.
Dingaling's back.
Coming here, wasn't on. Ukraine, U.S. locking in a big critical rare earth mineral deal. We're getting our money back from the Ukraine war. I'm now pro-Ukraine. Now that they're giving us rare earth minerals, I say we make them a very strong long-term ally. I say we even make Russia an ally to keep China away from our new critical rare earth minerals. We don't want them touching that. That's America's minerals now. Back to you in the studio.
Suddenly pro-Russian. Dingaling, who was behind, wasn't he involved with Blur?
No, he was involved with LookSwap.
Looks rare.
Looks rare.
No, the wheel game. Are you thinking of the wheel game on Blur?
YOLO.
The gambling one. YOLO.
No, I was thinking of actual Blur. He's an investor in Blur.
Investor in Blur. He's an investor in LooksRare. I think maybe an advisor to LooksRare as well. LooksRare spawned YOLO games on Blast. So he's got a piece of all those things. So everyone is in some bit correct there.
I don't know. I don't need any boop.fun. Sounds stupid. Good luck, Dingaling.
I'm somewhat interested in the token and watching the price action. It depends a lot on there being volume and people wanting to launch here and people wanting to trade these tokens. But I think like with any launch pad, your strategy for launch is like, hey, if we want this to be successful, we need to have a runner. So I'm looking for that runner on day one. And then I'm also, if it does like succeed, that runner does succeed, I'm looking at the Boop token because people are going to say, hey, I'm getting a piece of all these graduations from just staking this token. So I'd be looking to potentially trade that. It's very hard for, like, we've seen a number of launch pads come out, and the only one who's had any success like at like chipping away at Pump Fund's dominance has been Radium's Launch Lab, which has like been out a week now and is still like pretty strong. Like a launch pad of launch pads with the bonk launch pad doing the majority of volume.
So Greeny was waiting on a pullback from virtual. So much for that, huh?
Virtual 175 cooked through the moving average on a pullback to 120.
I mean, absolutely sending.
Up on
we missed out on that. That's one that I'm actually regretting right now.
43% on the 24-hour for a 1.1.
I'm honestly pissed.
You could have bought it at 55 cents, been up 3x.
I keep talking about it.
I honestly, I respect Greeny's strategy though. And I don't think his strategy has changed. Like buying on pullbacks is way better than chasing. Even though this looks great, to go back to like Signal's point where she's like, my Solana average cost is like 50, 60. So when things dip, I don't care. Right. Like you want to get good entries on things. So I respect his waiting for a pullback, even if it's continuing to move up.
Okay.
I mean, we see like a wider pool. Like I don't see a world where this doesn't get back over 3 billion. I feel like the AI narrative is strong, and this is one of the leading tokens, and they're running back the same flywheel pattern with their launch pad. So I don't even think it's too late now.
Sorry, I think like another really obvious trade here would just to be like go long ETH, like really simple, or with a little bit of leverage, not too much, a little bit of leverage if you like leverage. That just seems like a really obvious move if BTC is going to keep pumping like this. Using options.
Well, Nick, it looks like there's no one to blame but yourself here. Scooter commented, I posted in the whale channel, Nick. Pay attention next time.
Well, that's tough.
So, Scooter told you to buy virtuals.
Scooter McGavin.
Yeah.
Did he tag me?
That's a good question.
Probably not.
I would love to like scroll back and see him like, yo, Nick, buy virtual now. Trust me, bro.
So one thing that's interesting here is Solana is way off its all-time high here of 260 and beyond, whereas Bitcoin is getting ever closer to being at like 107 or whatever. So it's only like what 10% off, whereas Solana is borderline 80% off or something like that. Well, 80% upside if you bought right now. Would we just be aping the hell out of Solana right here?
No, you buy ETH, you short Solana, and you flat Bitcoin.
Okay, we're not doing that.
No, but Nick, you're right. I think you're absolutely right. Like number one, it means that most flows of capital are just racing to get over to Bitcoin now. Like they're just jumped over Ethereum going over to Bitcoin, but it means there's a delay. It's just like there's a delay here. The market, for whatever reason, hasn't it's not pricing in that there's such a huge lag. So there's such a huge discrepancy between the all-time high of Solana and where it is right now, and it'll be the same thing on Ethereum. I just think this is a really obvious trade here for Solana and Ethereum right now, just to scalp along.
So the Bitcoin maxis, hold on one second. Oh my God, this isn't letting me. I switched, I upgraded my computer.
If Easy was here, he'd be on DYDX taking along. I feel like he would.
On Solana?
On I personally, I would open on Solana and on ETH.
Yeah, and just be careful. You want to be out of Bitcoin by 2029, okay?
So we got time.
Quantum computing, hard fork.
I mean, it is a situation. What's the deal? Pio laughs it off when you bring it up. He's like,
Nick Carter said,
I saw that tweet yesterday.
Saw that tweet, right?
Where he quote tweeted the other guy. Then I went and viewed that guy. So basically, there's the guy from Galaxy Digital, which is about to have a public listing on NASDAQ in 2 weeks, May 15th. The head research guy there, I'm blanking on his name, essentially was like quantum computing is a bigger issue to Bitcoin than people are recognizing right now, and there's not any solid solutions.
Yeah.
And really the only answer is to hard fork, but hard forking Bitcoin is like an awful situation, basically.
Well, because it's not just a hard fork; it's a hard fork where basically
you lose the tokens of those that don't transfer over, basically.
Yeah.
So
but they said maybe they'll take all
like how many
Satoshi's
wallets
money.
are out there? Is that,
Well,
is
maybe
that
we can-
a bullish burn then on Satoshi's wallets? I guess it's still overhang though.
They're going to
So
move it to the
so
security
they're saying
fee.
we're going to have a quantum computing by 2029.
2030.
Well, Mark Zuckerberg said we're within 5 years, was what he said. And I mean, I think it could be faster. I have no idea, but I'm not a quantum computing expert, so I have no idea. I'm literally pulling numbers out of my ass.
If that means if we have public quantum computing by 2029 or 2030, that means the intelligence services will probably have it in 3 years.
Did you just say 2020, 30?
Did I? I think you just said 2020, 30.
Okay.
But that's what it would mean. That's what it would mean basically, right? Because technology is like the best technology in the world. There's usually a 20-year lag between when something comes to public and when it was actually being utilized by intelligence services in some kind of way. And that like you can go through history and look back on that. But if we're really 5 years away from it, it means that it's probably already been achieved. And if it had been achieved, we would know about it. So if it hasn't been done, we're then 3 to 4 years out, which brings a problem a lot closer to 2028.
Blake talks about was Bitcoin Cash a soft fork? I don't remember what it was, but Bitcoin Cash did surge the other day randomly. I wonder if this quantum element is randomly connected to it. Someone says SPX 6900 fixes this.
It's sure though.
This is my he's got the emojis in his thing. He's a big
I love it, dude. Legend.
I like how I took the time to answer that one too. Just no.
I can't share my chart, which is annoying. I may have to like reset the browser. But if you look at the Sol BTC chart, that was what I was going to pull up. It doesn't look so hot. And that's what I'm wondering. Like, will it?
Which one are you looking at? Sol BTC?
Yeah, Sol BTC. Pull that bad boy up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You short Solana, you long Ethereum.
I don't know. The ETH BTC chart looks like absolute garbage.
Generational bottom.
Okay. I mean, it basically is at. I think it's nearing all-time lows.
Yeah,
bullish
this is
pullback.
like the parabolic move to the downside.
Bullish pullback.
Also,
okay.
Getting ready to
Oversold rally.
What was it? Can you pull up the Solana BTC one? Look at this pullback here.
It's the weekly on Sol BTC here.
I mean, you could argue. Go zoom back out there, Ray. Zoom back out, and draw a supporting line from the bottom back there, all-time lows, and then draw it like on the bottom. Trend line, not horizontal. We're going with nope. Going with trend line. Go all the way. We'll go all the way back to the beginning. Well, not that far back. Next one. Next step. Go to the right. Come on, dude. Right there. Yes.
Where do you want me to go? I'm on the next step.
Yeah. Go from there.
You want me to click?
Yeah. Click, and then go draw that, and go through the support. Through the bottom of the next one. You're cutting.
Give me a
literal,
fucking stroke.
You're cutting literal. Yes. Jesus Christ.
I don't know what you want me to do. You want me to do this?
Draw the
Right
line
here?
through the bottom, basically. The lowest
Just do
point.
it.
All right.
God
Why are we
damn,
using a
dude.
trend line?
Oh
Use,
my
use
God.
array. Use array. Like that. Like that?
Yes. God damn, dude.
Is that what you want?
Yeah. What the hell, man?
Okay. Well, let's use the right tools. This is array you can use so you can see where it's going to bounce off, not a trend line.
It's the same thing. Ray just likes it because it's his name. Doesn't
right, so
understand
you're
that
looking at
two
this trend
things
line
are
is-
both a straight line.
I want to punch myself in the face right now.
Yeah, but it doesn't extend. Array
Stop. We're not
Array has
discussing
a
it. We're
line.
not
A trend
discussing.
line
We'll
is
save
a
that for
segmented
after the
line.
show.
All right.
Oh my God.
RIP headphone use.
I want to apologize to anybody that had to listen to
All
that
right. So what are we looking?
interaction.
Now that we have the line here, what are we looking at, Nick? Do you need me
Well,
to draw
that's
like 4
called
or
a
5 more
support
lines to
line.
just make it a little more supportive
Ray.
here?
Stop. Stop. Don't touch it anymore, please.
couple
For the
more
love
over
of God.
Here.
For the love of God, dude.
Another one here. Another one here.
No.
All
what
right.
are
Now
doing,
can you
dude?
analyze this, Nick? We got a couple lines on here as well.
Oh my God. Are we gonna let's discuss something else, dude? Let's move on. My whole point was is it going back to this level? That's not a great thing. But does it
No,
bounce?
it's not.
That's the real question. And right now it's never returned to all-time highs against this Sol BTC chart, which is a little bit stressful.
A little bit stressful. What isn't stressful is for anyone who got into the GORK token yesterday.
What?
This thing launched.
Yeah,
Tell me about this. Then.
What type of fucking transition was that?
Tell me about GORK.
Is this like a misspelling of grok?
I'm just trying to get away from whatever we were doing there.
Is this a
I have no idea
misspelling of
what
grok?
the fuck this is. Yeah, it's like a
Thanks for
misspelled
that
grok.
insight.
There's a community 1.3 community.
It ran up that hard.
Well, I'm
dude.
saying this is the token runner of the day. This thing ran up from 15 mil to 60 million before pulling back to 32 in a day. And I don't care about this. I'm not buying this. I'm just saying me bringing this up is saying like we are seeing like silliness enter the meme coin markets again.
Yeah, it's called raised charting. Got it.
I didn't do any charting on the meme coins. Silliness is in the majors right now for my charting. We saw Fuck Coin 5.9 million on a launch here. Farcoin's up another 15%
Really
to
innovative.
1.3 billion. Love to see that. But we are seeing absolute silliness on the timeline.
And does that make you bullish?
Coin, it makes me bullish for trying to like trade in and out of runners, and it makes me bullish for seeing another launchpad launching today into this kind of market where there's like silly capital starting to be thrown around again. Like I don't know if you remember, like in full meme coin season, like November, December, January, like we were seeing coins like launch and run to like 15 million regularly, and we hadn't seen that since kind of like the Trump crash. So like this is $144 million of volume on a new meme coin. Flip Trump in terms of volume, $33 million market cap. Like things are getting silly again. So like I think it's time to, like, if you haven't had your butt in a seat paying attention to meme coins, I think it's time to do that again and really get locked in to see like what could be running, and looking at new graduations with volume as something that could be like kind of a profitable area to play in.
Hey, thanks for that, Ray.
You're welcome.
But by the way,
You're
it's
welcome.
been
Do you have any
happening.
thoughts on?
No, I'm saying meme coins have been taken off. That
I mean, this.
God damn, dude.
This GORK, nothing is taken off the way this GORK coin has in terms of like single day market cap.
Did someone say GORK?
What, you just pulled up the
Gronk?
house coin, had a thought on it, didn't even express it, interrupted me. I just want to do a little back of what happened. I don't know. I said play black, pay. I don't know.
Okay, if I could just step in real quick here. I think Ray is on VPN and it's lagging, and that's causing issues.
Are you on VPN, Ray?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not on VPN.
Caught. No VPN.
Portugal.
Oh, thanks for the reminder, Kicks. Yeah, no, I was on VPN. Look, stop giving Ray such a hard time because he's absolutely right. It is time to start clicking buttons. It really, really is. It's like okay. Over in Europe, it's a holiday. So if you're on holiday because it's the 1st of May, you should be definitely at your computer clicking buttons. I mean, Bitcoin at 96K and going into the weekend, it feels like butts and seats, stuff's gonna run, and it's gonna be a good week. It's got that vibe, it's got that setup. People are starting to go back in, like capital that wants to gamble is like, oh, things are starting to look rosy and interesting. I feel like yeah, now's good. Now it's time to play. I'm super happy with all my Fartcorn buys that I did 2-3 weeks ago. I like doubled down when it went down. So I'm still Bachelor Society. I see you in there with the Fartcoin pricing, right with you. It's just been up only. It's all of this stuff's not all of it, but like the good stuff's going to come back. Wouldn't be surprised if we continue to see a nice little run on Pengu as well, probably maybe going into this. But I feel like it's going to be the new stuff coming out. I'm going to look at Dingaling's platform as well, Ray. I do think that if it's coming back and attention's going in different areas again, looking across the different launch pads, but not diluting yourself too much. Still need to be like where the majority of the attention is.
I'm guessing, Pengu to flip crypto, Pudgy Penguins flip crypto punks, Pengu to 5 billion.
Fuck yes.
And I'm going to cement my face on the Mount Rushmore of crypto.
You're just mad because he has that level of confidence in himself.
I do need to actually have
10
some
billion,
lines
I
like
believe,
that.
was
I
the,
need some lines like
was the
that.
quote.
I do need some lines like that so I can just say it to myself every day in the mirror. Nick, you're going to be on the Mount Rushmore of crypto.
It's called manifesting.
That's for Pengu.
Manifesting is a powerful thing. My wife teaches me about it
That's what
all
we're
the
looking
time.
at here.
Trump said he's going to talk to good old Xi Jinping.
Did she come over and she says, "Hey, Kicks, you're not manifesting shit right now. I need you to step up to the plate." Is that how she reminds you?
She does say that sometimes. She's like, "Why are you shorting Walmart? Is that going to make us money?" She's like, "I buy a lot of shit from Walmart."
Right now, you're manifesting a cheap purse for me, and I'm looking for a nice one. That's what she's saying.
She's looking for a new car. Actually, it's pretty expensive, so I could really use this Pudgy Penguin going up.
What type of car?
SUV. They
But
ain't cheap. They ain't cheap these days.
Like a BMW or what?
No, even like just a 3-row SUV. They ain't cheap these days, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, so I need to make some money. So I need help wherever I can get it.
Start clicking buttons, get in your alpha chats, get in Bodaga's Discord. We're gonna be scanning. I think we're entering that period where things are going to start getting silly, and clicking buttons is going to be EV positive, whereas it's kind of been like chopping you out of the market. So this is kind of like that GORK coin was kind of my wake up after seeing like the sustained success of some other tokens like House Coin, Hosico, the launch pad for Radium, Let's Bonk being a runner. We're seeing the AI coins pump, meme coins lagging. We're seeing AI capital markets returns. Like we're seeing like across the board strength. So like that's telling me, hey, now it's time.
Lil Pudgy's looking pretty good right here, man. Seeing a little bit of pump action, actually, a little bit of NFT action going on in right now.
I just need to go back to 100K, dude. Then I'll retire from Pudgy's. Respectfully, tell Luca thank you.
Bored Ape Yacht Club,
5% pump on the day.
Yeah, Bored Ape Yacht Club's like quietly like 25 grand. I'm pretty sure.
13.6 ETH right now.
Yeah,
25 grand.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was really impressed.
Mutant Ape Yacht Club, 2.4 ETH. We do have an ape.
What was our entry? Wasn't it right around here?
I don't actually know. That's a good question. But I have no idea. It's interesting that they launched a token platform on OpenSea so you can swap and trade virtual and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Great combo.
Yeah, the new OpenSea OpenSea 2.0. Yeah, I mean they're trying to be like a trade everything.
Yeah, Magic Eden did the same thing.
Ray's doing a Mark Zuckerberg podcast impression right now.
Doesn't drink coffee.
Hey, do you drink coffee?
I'm like lagging very hard.
Sometimes I'll drink coffee on vacation recreationally.
He's recreationally.
He did, dude. Literally did. He tries so hard not to sound like a robot, dude.
Did you see the guy making a joke, the Instagram
Where he's
Where
like
he-
pretending to be his like
assistant?
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
good, dude. Kids, talk about something else. Talk about something else, please.
That one was pretty good. He's like, we need you to sound human. He's like, I always say that the horsepower on your car should be slightly less than the horsepower on your
And
helicopter.
Yeah, dude. Did Meta up 10% though?
I
no, was
bought
that
them.
Microsoft?
I bought them last night, actually. So before the market closed, they were down, and I was like, dude, they're gonna smash earnings. Boom, your boy's up big time right now. I was like, because they were trading down because of Snapchat, and I'm like, Meta is not Snapchat.
Yeah, not at all.
And
And fun fact about like Microsoft and Meta, they have they do a lot of overseas revenue. So a weakening dollar is actually bullish for them because they convert that revenue back into dollars and their earnings look better.
Kix, did you come up with any other good export-related companies after yesterday? Because you said you were talking about the LNG the liquid gas company. Did you come up with any other good potential ones?
Unfortunately, no, because it seems like it's one of those situations where like all of the good ones have been already running pretty hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the only one I looked at was like it just doesn't look good though. It looks like such a shitty stock. Like Dow Inc. They like export chemicals, United States, like plastics and stuff like that. But they did a big restructuring and it just kind of looks like ass. Yeah, I didn't really find anything other than the tech companies, which is, a lot of tech companies like export a lot of their, like a Microsoft, you know what I mean? Like a Microsoft sells a lot of stuff internationally. And then they export that and then they would convert it with a cheaper dollar. So a lot of tech companies could do well. But also this kind of stuff is how I lost a lot of money in 2016, where I'm just trying to be too cute, like sometimes you just buy the winners, right? Instead of like trying to find the diamond in the rough that no one on Wall Street has already figured out.
buy strength.
Yeah. Buy Farcoin on the breakout, right, Ray?
It's almost a 2x.
It has done well for Ray.
Where'd you
had
get
he
in,
listened
Ray?
to us,
750.
had he listened to us, he would have been in at like 300, but here he is dilly-dallying.
There's an alternate reality where everything continued to chop and go to zero. So we got lucky we were in your reality, so you could say I told you so.
Oh, I love that, dude. That's so like metaphysical.
A quantum computer would be able to figure out that statement.
I wasn't wrong. I was just wrong in this reality.
I was right. I bought it. I bought it.
I know.
Do you think
I saw what this reality was giving me, and I bought it. Yeah.
Do you think at all these decision points we have a fork, and there's like a fork of us right now where Ray's right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's infinite combinations. So any combination that's even possible is out there somewhere.
So does that mean that was there a world where I ended up making $1 billion?
The answer is yes, no matter what hypothetical you give me here, is what I'm trying to say.
How do I transfer to that reality?
I think you need to talk to the Avengers, maybe Ant-Man. I think he's got like the machine to do it. So if you could find Ant-Man or maybe like catch him coming into this reality, you can be like part of that reality that it actually has you now going to that other reality. Like that exists as well.
Yeah. You need to manifest in this reality what you want. So you need to say, I deserve more money. I'm going to do good things with this money. Right?
I deserve more money. Say that once more. I deserve. Give me this. I think this is the mirror talk.
Like look in the mirror. I'm a winner. I'm a winner. I'm gonna make more money. I'm gonna do good things with that money. I am accepting this into my reality. I am accepting this into my future.
Okay.
I am gonna be open to the opportunities that allow me to enable this future. I'm going to stay positive. Stuff like that.
those weren't like, but I'm gonna cement my face into the Mount Rushmore of crypto. I mean, that sounds
You really
way
didn't
more
like
ambitious.
that. That made you mad. Okay. I
Nick
got
says-
money. I got the money on the
Like you're
line
trying to
on
bump
this
me
guy.
off Mount Rushmore.
I got money on the line on this guy, bud. Okay. So pick another target. Why don't you go back to Dave Portnoy? Okay. Keep Lucas' name out of your mouth.
I'm gonna cement my dick onto the Mount Rushmore of dicks.
You see, that's why your sex hormone's off, dude. That's your sex hormone talking. That's not even Nick. You can't even get mad at him. He just has an elevated sex hormone, so he has to say shit like that.
Well, it says I have high estradiol, which I think is part of estrogen.
Well, that's not good.
It's slightly too high.
That's probably why you can't grow a beard. Yeah, dude. I need you to be cheering Luca on, man.
I
Because
shaved this morning, bro.
Luca's taking us back to 100K.
Okay. Well, I hope he
100K
does.
Pudgy.
I hope that the Bored Apes are back at 100K.
Haven't you been on that trip like 3 times, Kicks? I'm just curious. Like it's gone to 100K like 3 times. So he has given you
went to 75K, down to 11K, went to 150K, down to 20K.
Okay. I mean, those are 2 pretty good opportunities. I feel bad saying it, but you kind of had 2 great chances.
Yeah, it's kind of like Moonbirds.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it. But I was
It's just
thinking
it's tough when
Such a
it's your
love-hate
profile
meme. I
pic
think
because
it's
you like
awful.
feel kind of dirty selling it.
No, yeah, but the 150K would have cleaned you. It would have cleaned you of the dirt. It
Oh, that'd been so nice.
it just would have got rid of all of it. And like, what is my next profile pic? You'll have so many 150K bills in your bank account that you won't have to even worry. It can be anything.
Well, this time I need you to tell me to sell.
I mean, do I? Do I really need to tell you to sell?
No, you don't. If it goes over 100K, I'll sell this time.
Yeah, please.
Last time it went over, I thought it was going to go to $250,000. I got a little greedy.
So wait, what's
Thought
your like
there's a
hard
little
and
bit
fast
more
rule
meat
for
on the
yourself?
bone.
All right, so all of a sudden, like, there's a Pudgy Penguins like show that dominates Netflix. It's getting like crazy reviews. Everyone's going after it. People are talking about NFTs on the timeline again. Pudgy Penguins lead the way. They're at 150K. Lucas says we're just beginning. You see a few major actors change their profile pictures to Pudgy Penguins, and
Including Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise changes to a Pudgy, and he's going to be voicing the main character of the Pudgy Penguins movie.
I kind of want to hold.
It's 150K though. You got to sell. That's the top.
Now I really think it's going to 250. If all that's happening.
So you got to train yourself to see these signs and not just get into the bull market like craziness and say, okay, now it's time to sell. Buy a second one. Blade says he buys another.
They're so cute though. You know?
Hey, Ray, is there a reality where we're both gay and we get married?
Yeah, there is.
That's that estrogen talking.
There is. I don't like horny Nick on the show.
It's not, I'm not.
All right.
I wasn't even horny.
We can't.
You're trying to
tell.
marry me on the show. Some more news coming out. I'm just gonna run through some quick hitters here. Ripple bid $4 to $5 billion to acquire Circle, got rejected. A bunch of Solana dApps partnered to submit a proposal to the SEC to enable issuance and trading of equities on the Solana blockchain. The SEC ended their investigation into PayPal's Pi USD stablecoin, the redacted coin RDAC from the Jirasan NFT collection. That now has an official TGE date after months of waiting, going live May 13th, a little under 2 weeks. MetaMask added support for XRP via an EVM adaptation. Telegram's Ton Foundation tokenized $500 million worth of treasury bonds. There's now a Visa stablecoin card being able to use for real-world purchases through Fuse. Grant Young, if you remember him from last cycle in terms of art, he has launched the Fellowship, through Fellowship, launched Spaces by Grant Young, and the leading item in this multi-piece collection currently has a 10 Ethereum bid on it. So a little bit of art NFT action coming back. FIFA announced plans to create their own EVM blockchain. If you followed me years back, I feel like, into buying some of these FIFA NFTs or FIFA moments. I think they're going to be having a home on a blockchain here. I don't know why FIFA needs a blockchain, but they're going to have one. And finally, Magic Eden added support for AVAX NFTs on their platform. Lots of quick hitters today. Anything from that list that's interesting to you guys, or is there anything in the market you would like to talk about today? Nick,
I think that move by Ripple to buy Circle is going to look like when Yahoo made an offer to Facebook and Facebook rejected it and it was in the billions. I think that's a very good rejection, basically. And we're going to look back in 5 years and be like, that was smart of them. That was smart of them to do. They're perfectly positioned to basically take over this entire market in the next 5 years. Easily. They'll be the US dominant brand.
So I wonder what happened here, because there was some like weird stuff that went on with Circle. Like they were like, there was news out like on a Monday that they were like getting set to IPO. They had these backers.
Yeah.
And there's Tuesday, it was like, okay, we're going to get ready to do the IPO like imminently. And then like later that week, it was like, just kidding, we're going to pause this for a little bit. So I wonder if this deal came in and that kind of like threw some muddiness into the water.
And the markets.
I mean, at the end of the day, like the markets, yes, they were pretty, they were horrible. They sold off. And so, yes, they wouldn't have been a good day anyway. So I imagine they're just, maybe they're just trying to time it slightly to get better conditions. I don't know. Like I'm completely speculating here. But this will be one of the, when this IPO finally goes through, it will be like one of the best ways to get exposure to the stablecoin market as a retail investor. Because essentially right now, if you want to have exposure to the stablecoin market and be able to participate in that upside, I'm not really sure on what is a clear way to do that. Like, yes, I am a stablecoin like user and I hold them, but how, like, if I want to participate in what is one of the fastest growing sectors of crypto, how do I do that? I don't think you can really do that. So this Circle IPO is really interesting. Like, I know we talked about 21 last week, right? I think this is far more interesting than 21 if you're looking over the next 5 years.
Your mic is shaking.
Sorry, it's me leaning on my desk. Sorry about that. Yeah. No, but surely, right? Like, are you guys interested in this as like exposure to stablecoins?
I think stablecoins have like some of the biggest like fees in crypto. Like they're making some of the most like gross revenue out of any protocol. So getting exposure to them feels like a no-brainer in terms of like a crypto portfolio. If you can get into an IPO for something like for Circle, I mean, that just feels like a very good bet on crypto as a whole, because like regardless of what happens with some of these other chains, like they're multi-chain, they're going to be adapted into whatever chain currently has volume. It just feels very interesting and kind of like a no-brainer like addition to a crypto portfolio. Like I think it'll probably be like offered that way via like financial advisors and stuff like Bitcoin ETFs, public companies, stablecoin companies, Coinbase, Robinhood. It's kind of going to be in that same bucket.
But it's also like institutionally as well. Like you have to think that. So I mean, so the way I view this in my head is sort of getting into like Visa and MasterCard when it was its early days. So if you look at how stablecoins will also be used, they'll also be used institutionally as well. So if some corporate wants to be able to get hold of another foreign currency, like, you know, I don't know, somebody in Turkey wants to be able to get hold of euros, let's say, then they will probably go through the stablecoin market. Like I'm talking about crypto infrastructure. They're going to go through the stablecoin market. So you're going to have these huge institutional flows just happening, and people aren't really thinking about this. They just kind of think of it as like, oh, will there be stablecoins on my Visa card when I go to pay for my coffee? No. I think from an institutional perspective, this is probably one of the most interesting plays out there this year. And I'm definitely going to be buying Circle when it IPOs and sort of the price is settled.
Yeah, I mean, I have the DeFi Llama fees up here. I mean, $19 million in fees from Tether over the last 24 hours, $6.5 million from Circle. Next closest is Meteor at 3.8, Uniswap at 3.5. So they're doing almost, Circle is doing almost 2x DEXs, and Tether is doing almost 3x Circle.
Tether is like Tether's even doing better than Circle, and from what I've hear as well, Tether is a much better organized company as well. I hear there's a lot of fat in Circle, and Tether is more like your Navy SEALs, very streamlined and slim, let's say, from a managerial perspective is what I'm talking about, which is a good thing, obviously.
Hey, Fetty. Oh, sorry to cut you off, but Fetty, let me know why CEP and Tether are related. I know CEP is the Cantor Solana, the Cantor Bitcoin acquisition. Why is Tether involved with that? Sorry, Sig, you were saying?
No, I know Circle is IPOing, but I think Tether, I think Tether from a company perspective, if you continue to look at the future growth and what have they been doing, I think that is probably even the more interesting play. But right now the opportunity is Circle. It's good to be in either one of them, because Circle at the end of the day took the decision to stay in the US. They didn't move to Europe. At one point they were going to move to Europe under the previous administration, but they decided to stay. So if they stay in the US, it means that they know they have that regulatory clarity and they're going to be one of the top players. So you just get into the one that you can get into.
Yeah, I think that makes perfect sense. And I think that there's going to be a ton of products for retail stablecoin yield above what banks offer. And people are going to say like, oh, wow, like this is now regulated, backed in a publicly traded company. Like I feel more comfortable putting my money into quote unquote crypto to earn 5% APY when I was jumping through hoops to get like a CD that's locked up through a bank. So I think that's going to be more and more attractive as well on the retail side. And like you said, institutionally as well. I mean, Eric Trump just went on a rant about Bitcoin and crypto and like how it's just absolutely running laps around like the antiquated financial system, saying like the Swift system is terrible. He's always waiting and like worried about payments going through on a Friday. If they don't make it by 4 p.m., they're not going to get to where they need to be for 72 hours and all this other stuff where you can send crypto with a click of a button in seconds to anybody.
So if you've ever tried to send a wire transfer lately out of a bank, it's fucking wild. Like hopped on like a call center with like an Indian guy, like asked me like fucking 5 questions about like, you know, which company did you work at in 2004? You know what I mean? Like it was a 30-minute call for a wire transfer. Was not that much money. It was crazy.
The worst thing, like what one of my banks tried to do the transfer, so it was on a weekend, so they charged me more, and then they said that it was going to take like 3 days for that to go through. So like normally transfers are free bank to bank, but this one they were going to charge me because it was a weekend, and then on top of that it was going to take 3 days. So I was just like, well, kind of need the cash now, but you know, it just riles me up so much. But I agree. Like at the end of the day, and this is why, you know, Kicks, all of these banks are making partnerships with these crypto institutions at the back of all of this, because they know that their pie is getting smaller and it's getting smaller as the years go by.
Yeah, I read an interesting article where it may have actually came out of the Treasury Department, but they were basically saying that stablecoin growth is going up, and then most of like the stablecoin issuers, they buy T-bills with that, and that's how they get like, you know, appreciation on the stablecoins that they're holding. So it's like really good for figuring out who's going to buy US debt, right? And it could be trillions of dollars over the next like 5 years. But they said the issue is that it's going to hurt bank deposits because everyone's going to want to be in stable coins, not banks, right? And so it's going to reshape the banking industry because they're not just going to have a bunch of people with checking accounts with no, you know, appreciation just sitting around. So yeah, I think even the banks are like waking up to the not just crypto, but like specifically the stablecoin side of things and how that's going to eat their lunch in like a really big way. Because it's like, dude, like why would you go to a bank? You know, checking account is you're getting no return on that, right? Even if you put it in a savings account at a bank, maybe you're getting like 2% or something ridiculous, right? When you can literally have it in stable coins already, or pretty soon, it's pretty going to be standard that you can have a credit card and spend that, and you're going to get 5%, you know, or 4% or 3% APY on it, better than a bank. more liquid than a bank. You know, if you go and you want to pull money out, you don't have to go have a bank teller ask you why you're going to pull the money out. So yeah.
Yeah, I always really appreciate the emails I get from my bank when it's like, your savings rate is now gone down to like 1.2%. And I'm like, oh, great, thanks. Really needed that email.
That's
You
pretty
never
even
send
high.
them to me.
That's like high for like a savings account.
literally. And then it's like, they never send it to
Crazy.
me. And like, you know, interest rates have gone up to 7%. And I'm like, where's that email? Where's that email that my money is now getting 7%? Never get that one. For some reason, always gets lost in the junk mail. Must go somewhere else.
One thing I was looking at, we talked about 21 and the CEP ticker. Jack Mallers basically founded Strike, CEO of Strike. And essentially what Strike is like trying to go onto a Bitcoin standard, like in like the most extreme version of this app. Like what essentially you do is like you just own Bitcoin on this app, and then you set like all of your payments to go. You set all of your payments to like pull from this. So what it does is it keeps you in Bitcoin as long as possible. And then when a bill comes in, it converts to fiat and pays the bill. So it's like essentially trying to be on a Bitcoin standard via this app. And I know he has like come out publicly saying that like he holds zero cash to his name. It's all 100% Bitcoin, which is interesting. I think we're going to see more stuff like that. Signal, I know you got to jump. Thank you so much for joining us.
Man. No worries, man. Good to see you guys. Take care.
Yeah, you too. See you soon.
Yep. All right. Anything you want to wrap about before we get out of here, Kicks? One more day left in the week. Anything you're up to today? Anything you have your mind or your eye on?
I've been working on some cool things. So I'm still just grinding, working. Wish I had pulled the trigger and bought more of the dip in early April, but I know I'm still sitting around, man. There's some good news coming out. Apparently, Trump said he's talking to Z. There may be some tariff news today. But I'm going to stay patient. You know, I got money in the market on the majors. I'm fine sitting there. Maybe I'll play around with you on some meme coins, but I'm also okay being patient right now. And I don't know. I really want to hit the wins when the opportunity comes across, and I haven't had one of those yet. So, but I'll let everybody know when I do.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it. We do this podcast Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. You can catch us on all major podcasting platforms, Spotify, Apple. Watch us back on YouTube. Kex, I'm going to put you on the spot here. If you can do a little outro affirmation for everybody for the day.
Yes. Everybody, you just got to manifest the greatness inside of you. Believe in yourself, positive thoughts, positive vibes. Don't let the misses and the mistakes get you down. Unleash the greatness inside you. Believe in yourself. Believe in life. Peace out. Amen.
Love it. And with that, that's a wrap.